Hello, I'm AD Hobbs, and this is my review of the 1996 movie Mission Impossible. And, well, I saw it brand new in the cinema and was totally blown away by it. Yeah, it's a really explosive, high-octane thriller story. Yeah, it's a thrill ride, yeah. And yes, it made Mission Impossible, the franchise, it made it really popular again, yeah. And it's all about timing. Because you see, James Bond, there hadn't been a James Bond film for about 6 years, long age gap, yeah, between films. And then in 1995, GoldenEye came out, huge success, great comeback. So it's all about timing, yes. And Mission Impossible is effectively America's answer to James Bond. So they thought, well, 1 year later, yes, Mission Impossible released. And I think it was an even bigger hit than GoldenEye, yes. So yes, it's all about timing. Spies were cool again. I remember in the summer of '96 reruns of the old Mission Impossible TV show, you know. But the thing is, I was familiar with Mission Impossible, sort of. I remember my mum and dad watching the odd episode reruns on TV. I remember that theme tune. I remember the lighting of the fuse that happens at the beginning of each episode. Yes, like time is running out, got to get the job done quickly, yeah, and all that. But the thing is, as I said, I've only seen a few episodes of Mission Impossible, but from what I can make out, this is what happens in Mission Impossible. The characters change. Like when you go like 2 or 3 series after one series, then a whole load of characters are different. You know, it doesn't have a main hero. It has some recurring characters, but it doesn't have a main one. A bit unusual, a bit like a soap opera almost. You know, the show still has the same name, but the characters change every now and again. You know, and you might have a returning character now and again. Yeah. In other words, the movie Mission Impossible, it doesn't have any characters from the original TV show. Oh, with one exception. Jim Phelps, played by Jon Voight. And he's the father of Angelina Jolie, yeah. Anyway, the point is, so if you're a Mission Impossible fan of the TV show, you might be disappointed. If you're expecting to see characters from the show in the film, you're going to be disappointed, yeah, because there's little or none of them. And, I remember getting confused as well when I watched, in the 90s, watched reruns of Mission Impossible, the TV show. Where's Ethan Hunt, you know? And where's the computer hacker, Luthor? Well, where are they? Where are all the characters I know? Yeah, so, well, now I know and understand why that is. Because the characters change in the TV show. And in the films as well. Yes, all the characters change in the films. In the sequels, we have none of the characters from the old. Well, Tom Cruise and Ving Rhames are the only characters to be in all 5 Mission Impossible films, but the others keep changing. The boss changes, everything, you know, yeah. So, but then, is that to make it more realistic? If you are a spy, you keep changing units, you keep working for a different part of the company, a different part of IMF, so you have to get used to working with new people all the time, yeah. And I suppose also it's to make it different from James Bond, yeah. Another thing, James Bond has some serious action, but also bits played for laughs. Well, Mission Impossible has a much more serious tone. Yes, you've got to be totally focused. Can't have a single distraction. You've got to be on the ball all the time. And the movie Mission Impossible, at the beginning, the scene is set. We have a team that works with Ethan Hunt. They've got to find out who's going to sell the knock list to the highest bidder. So you assume that these characters are going to be the lead characters throughout the film. No, all of them except Ethan Hunt and Claire are killed straight away. Oh my goodness, shock, horror, yeah. So the story takes a completely different turn in a different direction. But yeah, so it's pretty intense for the first film, yeah. And Ethan Hunt, he's completely alone. He doesn't know who to trust or what to believe or anything, yeah. And he's trained to be a ghost, to disappear so no one can ever find him, yeah. And there's lots of high-tech gadgets and gizmos in it, but we still have telephone booths. Yeah, that's what dates the film, because now there's little or no telephone booths left now. But, okay, fair enough. Telephone booths were not unusual 20 years ago. But you'd think, because they're spies, they'd have gadgets, you know, access to a satellite phone. They're supposed to have technology far more advanced than anything else. But no, if you've got an emergency phone call, you have to find the local telephone booth. So, oh dear. Anyway, well, for me, the most memorable scene as well, towards the end, when there's a helicopter going through the Channel Tunnel, Ethan Hunt is going to be sliced to bits. He just manages to, you know, get on the helicopter, put the explosive chewing gum on it, and it blows the thing up, and he uses the backdraft of the explosion to land. Yes, it's cool. You can see why it's called Mission Impossible. Yes, one teeny tiny mistake and you're dead. Yes, it was the. I'd never seen anything like it. And seeing the film in the cinema, that sequence was really exciting. Yeah, yeah, like a roller coaster ride almost. Yeah, and yes, Mission Impossible, as close to death as you can possibly get. Yeah, yeah. But the other scene, or some would say, no, this is the most famous scene, nearer to the middle of the film. It's very memorable, but it doesn't have high-tech non-stop action. In fact, it's silent. When he dangles into the high-tech security room on wires and pulleys to get the knock list downloaded onto a disc. Oh yes, they still use floppy disks, by the way, and get that onto and make a copy of the knock list. Yeah, and that is really thrilling and exciting, even though it's silent. Yeah, it's amazing how you can be exciting and silent, and exciting and very loud at the same time. It's very clever the way it's done. Yeah, directed by Brian De Palma, who directed Scarface, The Untouchable. So yes, he's good at action films. Yeah, and okay, just a few snags. It is mostly perfect, but a few little snags in the story. When he's dangling on wires, the security room, if the temperature is raised by a single degree, the alarm goes off. If anything touches the floor, an alarm goes off. Yeah. Well, why aren't there any security cameras in there? You don't need a temperature analyzer. No, if there's just security cameras and some guards physically see Tom Cruise in there, then they'll sound the alarm. Why are there no cameras in that room? Yes, nobody thought of that. They were thinking too far ahead. Have really advanced technology instead of primitive technology like a camera. Yeah, okay. And something else. When Tom Cruise gets into the ventilation shaft a bit, Jean Reno, who's well known for being in Leon, he says merci when he gives him the list. But why does he say merci? I thought we had to have absolute silence in this room. Yeah. And also, Tom Cruise, clearly Ethan Hunt is incredibly observant and he notices things everywhere. Why then did he not, when he saw the knife that Jean Reno was holding, why did he not recognise that knife until much later in the story? If he's so observant, why didn't he recognise it straight away? But there we are. I guess it shows that not even Ethan Hunt is perfect, yeah. And, okay, I'll wrap this review up by saying I saw the movie, I think it was with my sister and my uncle. And my uncle is very cynical with films. He goes like, oh, that's so predictable. Or when he watches a movie, he goes, oh, I saw that coming. I knew that was going to happen. That's so obvious. He has quite a cynical view with films in general. But even he was impressed with Mission Impossible. Because, spoiler alert, the bad guy, Kittredge, turned out not to be the bad guy after all at the end of the film. And the mentor of the hero, he turned out to be the main bad guy all along. And my uncle went, wow, I didn't see that coming. So yes, he was impressed by that, yeah. Now, the TV show, John Voight plays Jim Phelps. Apparently he was a good guy in the TV show, and some fans were upset that he turned out to be a traitor at the end. So why did he do it? Why did he do it? Well, he explains why in the film, or sort of metaphorically confesses, the Cold War's over, the only way you can make some real money is by selling a necklace to the highest bidder, yeah. But he's got a much younger wife. If I was an old man and I had a much younger, gorgeous French wife, that's some retirement. I think I'd enjoy myself with her, yeah. But no, he's got to have countless millions to enjoy his retirement. And to illustrate this point, he kills his own wife. Yes, he shows it, yes, because she interferes with getting the money. He values money more than he values her. So, yes, he's a total traitor, completely two-faced. And, yes, everyone's shocked, including Ethan Hunt, I don't know who to trust at all. But it all makes sense at the end of the film, yeah. Okay, one last little note. I really enjoyed Mission Impossible. Got me and a lot of other people interested in the franchise again. But the thing is, some spy movies are about non-stop action, and some, no, they're a bit more subtle. They're more like a thriller about solving a puzzle. Well, Mission Impossible puts those two ideas together. Yeah, it's some bits are focused on action, some bits are focused on solving a puzzle. Yeah, well, yeah, why not? Put those two ideas together, yeah. And it works. It makes a great story. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.